go, baby! Who cares about the 2 losses that we had to start this last week of hockey in between our 2 podcasts? We just beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-1, extending their losing streak to 11 straight games. Nathan DeCosta, how's it going? Welcome everybody to the Frozen Forum podcast. We love to have it. How you doing, Nathan? What do you think?
So hyped. The Sabres just got dealt that finish. You know what they got. The Finnish man. Yep, that's what they got.
No, it's fantastic, man. I mean, hey, 3 goals. Mr. Patrick Laine. He is now at 6 goals in 7 games. He is exactly as advertised. What more do you want in Montreal, everybody?
It's what we've been expecting from him. All of his goals have been power plays. But hey, we will take a goal. We'll take a goal where we can get it.
Goal is a goal.
Goal is a goal, exactly.
Last time I checked, I mean, 2 of the ones today were on 5-on-3 power plays even. It wasn't even like just a 5-on-4, like 5-on-3. The thing that has bothered me so many times in the last few years with the Montreal Canadiens is our complete inability to score on 5-on-3s. That's changed, everybody. We have a solution. It doesn't matter where the puck is or how the puck gets to them. All that matters is it gets to them. When it gets to Patrick Laine, it goes into the back of the net. I mean, today could have been 4 goals.
Oh my God. Did you see the first one off the post?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the ref thought it was in. Everyone thought it was in.
What was the goal? Goal number 1, the real goal. What was the reaction right after?
Yeah.
That's a goal. That's a goal.
Right behind.
Can't take that one away, baby.
Yep. And I mean, he was going short side, far side. He's got it all. He's got everything.
He's got everything. This guy can have the slowest pass I've ever seen, like in the offensive zone. Have everybody, including the goaltender, facing him, set up perfectly. And he just rips it. He just puts it into the top corner. Nobody on earth is stopping that puck.
I think it coincides nicely with his slow but somehow fast game. You know, it just works for him.
Well, you know, he said before the game that his body isn't at 100% yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't care where his body is. I care where his stick is, man. This guy.
His stick was in the Buffalo Sabres tonight. That's where it was. And on that note, let's get right into the 3 stars of the week, baby.
What do you think? What do you think, Nathan? What do you got? 3 stars.
Patrick, come on now. Patrick Laine, first star. Not even a question. So easy. Patrick Laine, first star. Second star this week. Nick Suzuki. I just love Nick Suzuki's been still that facilitator, that leader that we've needed. He's doing his job well. Third star, I think he's going to be your second star, Laine Hudson. He has been playing so well. He gets his first goal in the league. Honestly, now that I'm saying it, Laine Hudson second star, Nick Suzuki is third star. He gets his first goal. We've been waiting for it for a while.
I'm going to say something maybe controversial here. My third star, I had Laine Hudson second. I had Patrick Laine first. Give me Josh Anderson. Give me Josh freaking Anderson. Look.
Yeah, explain
that. The guy
one.
takes some stupid freaking penalties sometimes, okay? There are some times where you go, come on, Josh. But this week, I thought he lived right on the edge of where he's supposed to be. He was right there in that Pittsburgh game. He was the one who took a penalty that led to a series of goals that we're not going to talk about in this podcast. But he came out into the Winnipeg game. He takes a stupid penalty and then scores a goal to make up for it. And in this game, against the Buffalo Sabres, he scores our 6th goal to really just seal it off. But everything I've seen out of Josh Anderson these last 3 games has been there. It's been effort. It's been consistent play with and without the puck, where he's forechecking and being who he's supposed to be. I want to put him up there because I haven't seen that from him in a while. And he gets rewarded. He gets 2 goals in the last 3 games. It's not something we expect from him playing on the 3rd or 4th line, whatever he's playing on right now. And so I want to put him up there.
Okay. I can respect that pick, but I don't agree with it.
Look, I think it's really hard to look at the first 2 games of this week and say that there was exemplary performances from anybody. Laine Hutson, of course. I mean, this guy scores a goal in the Winnipeg Jets game. Also, can we talk about that goal, Nathan?
Beautiful. I mean, Hellebuck was looking at him the whole way too. There was no screen, just like Laine's goals today. No screen, but Laine Hutson is flying down that left wing, and he just he used the flex of the stick so nicely. He just fucking rips this thing.
Rips. Absolutely rips it. But again, arguably, the Vezina winner of this year, Connor Hellebuck. This is not a goal against Tristan Jarry, or better yet, Caden Primo, right? This is not a goal against that caliber of goaltender. This is the starter for Team USA in the Four Nations face-off. This is the best goaltender in the league right now. There is no screen, as you said, and Laine Hutson beats him.
It was a missile. It was a missile. It was a misdirected shot. He just shot it so well. I mean, no goalie stopping that.
No, absolutely. I mean, look, it's Connor Hellebuck. If Connor Hellebuck can't stop it, who in the NHL today is going to stop it?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
So to all of you Ottawa Senators fans who've been talking about how Laine Hutson isn't that great and everybody's overhyping him and look at his plus minus and all this stuff, watch that goal, come back to me and tell me why Laine Hutson isn't the greatest defenseman in, maybe I'll say for your sake, since PK Subban, but I'll say personally from before that, this guy is phenomenal. Anybody who is in a fantasy keeper league should be picking him up if he's available. He's probably not. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't have been for the last 4 weeks. This guy is legit. I think he's the best player in the Montreal Canadiens, hands down.
That's bold. He is one of the top 3. I would agree with that. Laine even admitted himself today he's not 100%. I mean, imagine when
if he gets to 100%, I'm so excited, man. This is 6 goals in 7 games.
I know.
He's at 6 freaking goals in 7 games.
What more can you ask for? I mean, that's exactly what we want out of him. But yeah, who would your top 3 Habs be right now? Players, in no particular order, just top 3.
Okay, so I think just out of pure skill, pure ability to play the game as it just played, it is Laine Hutson, it is Patrick Laine, and it is Nick Suzuki. I think an honorable 4th and 5th mention, Cole Caulfield, and I'll say Uri Slavkovsky, even though he hasn't looked phenomenal. I think the pieces are there. He just has to put it together. I don't know who else you would put 5. I don't know who you put. Who else?
I was going to say I'd probably just stop after Cole Caulfield. I like that.
Sorry, 5th, Ivan Demidov, but he's not here yet. So,
dude, what did you see? I was seeing on Twitter this week. He was just dangling through everyone at some international tournament. What's going on there?
Man, I look, Ivan Demidov, this guy, he is on this international team because, Russia doesn't like the fact that they're not invited to the World Juniors because, they kind of are invading Ukraine. And so, they're not supposed to be doing that. So they can't come to the World Juniors. So they put on this little tournament, right? Between, I think it's Russia and Belarus and I don't even know what else is in this tournament, honestly. This stupid head coach of SKA is also the coach of Ivan Demidov's. I don't even know what this is. It's like a.
It said Russia.
Country,
it said Team
Russia. Yeah, on Team whatever. This stupid coach of SKA is the coach of this team, and so our expectations are not that he's going to get a lot of ice time because he's not getting a lot of ice time in the SKA's games and not because he doesn't deserve it. Everybody we need to realize when we're dealing with Russia doesn't like the fact that Ivan Demidov wants to come into the NHL and play NHL games. And what the KHL would love is if Ivan Demidov would sign a 3-year contract to stay in Russia. And if he were to do that, then the Russian League, KHL, could pressure the NHL, could pressure the Montreal Canadiens into paying to get his rights released. Right? And that would be wonderful from the side of the Russian Hockey League because then they get some money in exchange for letting him go. Instead, what we're seeing is they're not letting him go. They're not signing him. And so when he just goes, they're not going to get anything for him.
I don't know where you want me to go off of that, but we'll just hop into the Frozen Forum Flash.
Yeah, let's do that, Nathan. Look, we've it's been a week. It's been a week in the Montreal Canadiens land. Let's get right into 10 questions, 5 on the Habs, 5 on the NHL. It is the Frozen Forum Flash. Nathan DaCosta, your questions start now. Question number 1. Why is Patrick Laine the best Finnish-born player of all time?
He just had to get his wheels going in Winnipeg, but he wasn't actually giving them what he can actually do, right? So that's why he went to Columbus for a little bit too. I don't know what he was doing there. He was just messing around. And now he's with the Habs. Now he knows what's going on. In terms of Finnish players, I don't know. Like nobody compares to him. I mean, he's Patrick Laine. He's coming back from this could be like pretty serious, significant injury, and 6 goals, 7 games. What more can you ask for? He's going to have 40 by the end of the season, no problem, without a doubt.
Yep. So that ends that question. But we'll go on to question number 2. This is a really important one, Nathan. What is the difference between losing a game 9-2 in regulation and losing a game 3-2 in regulation?
The difference is a goaltending and Mike Matheson meltdown. That's the difference. Throughout the duration of that third period in the Pittsburgh game that you are referring to, the Pittsburgh Penguins managed to score, what was it, 6 goals? 6 goals. Like, what is happening to the Habs? We can't have that happening. We want our morale to be super high. We went in to that game after our podcast saying, oh, we're going to do so well. We're going to get 2 wins this week, and then we lose 9-2. It's frustrating. Next question.
Question number 3 for Nathan. When does the ownership of the Habs by the Pittsburgh Penguins end?
It's perpetuity. It's never ending. They just will continually, as long as, actually, no, that's not true. When Sidney Crosby retires. Because as long as Sidney Crosby has been in the league, the Pittsburgh Penguins have owned the Montreal Canadiens. And I think it's been ever since Crosby hit that shootout bottle popper on Carey Price. It hasn't stopped since that point.
We did beat them in that 2020 playoff round, but I do agree in the regular season, it's been a little bit tough to watch. We'll go into question 4. What is the difference between Caden Primo and a sack of potatoes?
A sack of potatoes has some values to players in the NHL. It's something that you would have before the game, might get you some energy. Caden Primo is letting in 3 goals on 8 shots after trying to relieve us in that Pittsburgh Penguins game. But for real though, he needs to go to the AHL. We need a different goalie. They're basically worth the same, a bag of potatoes and Caden Primo.
Fair enough. We'll go on to question number 5. Last week, the Montreal Canadiens were 5th last in the NHL. This week, we are now 6th last. By my calculations, in 11 weeks, we will be in a playoff spot. Do you think that will check out?
Yeah, 100 million%. We are going to make the playoffs. Don't be fooled. Just because we lost one game 9-2, it's just one L. Even though it was a big L, it's just one. And what do you know? We bounced back today 6-1 against Buffalo. No big deal. We lose to Winnipeg, but come on, who's kidding here? We were expecting that. But we get that dub against Buffalo. We play Detroit twice. We play Columbus once. In this next week, we need 3 dubs here. And yeah, we're in a playoff spot.
I like it. We're speaking about the Buffalo Sabres. We'll go into question number 6. Should Dylan Cousins get traded, and why should it be in exchange for Elias Pettersson, maybe with a little bit more on the side of the Dylan Cousins side of this trade?
Dylan Cousins. He's been in Buffalo his whole career, but I mean, every time the camera panned to him today, he was looking like he did not want to be there. I'm sure he wants a trade too. But for Elias Pettersson would hate that trade, but I definitely don't see it out of the question. I mean, the Vancouver Canucks, solid team. Dylan Cousins, solid defenseman, and the Vancouver Canucks could use a... Wait. Am I tripping? Dylan Cousins is a defenseman, right?
Dylan Cousins is a forward.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm tripping out. We are not posting this clip.
Well, we're posting this clip. Actually, I don't have any control over that.
Next question.
Sure.
Next question.
The point still stands. It'd be a fun trade. We'll go to question 7. The Pittsburgh Penguins be a football team? And if they were, would they beat the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah. I mean, they still have Sidney Crosby. I think the Dallas Cowboys and the Montreal Canadiens are pretty... they coincide. They have a long history in the respective their leagues, and they have a lot of respect from everyone in the league. But when it comes to this season, they haven't been performing. So yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins would beat the Cowboys.
Love it. Well, we'll go on to question number 8. Who is Kiefer Sherwood?
The GOAT. Bro, this guy has 50% more hits than anyone else in the entire NHL, and then randomly gets a hat trick. I think it was all 3 goals last night. I don't even know who they played, but he got all 3 last night. Ended it on an empty netter. It was great to see. You got this enforcer on the Canucks, and he gets a random hat trick. Imagine, imagine if Arbor did that one day. That would be incredible.
It just rips it. I love it. Question number 9. Let's go back to Buffalo. They are on now an 11-game winless streak. In that span of 11 games, they've gone to overtime 3 times. So in the last 11 games, they have gotten exactly 3 points. Should the Buffalo Sabres fire Lindy Ruff again? And if so, who on earth would actually work as the coach in Buffalo right now?
They're not going to fire him. I mean, I hate to say it, but the history speaks for itself. I mean, Buffalo has been making poor management decisions for the last 5-6 years when they should have been rebuilding this entire time, and somehow it's been more than 6 years. They still haven't been able to make a team that can get to the playoffs. They're not going to fire Lindy Ruff. He's been there before. They're going to keep him. Also, I saw the stat on the TV today. He has the 3rd most games coach in the NHL of all time. I don't think they're going to fire him.
Crazy. I mean, the Sabres have not made the playoffs since 2011.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is like when the iPhone
6.
Actually, maybe it was just the iPhone came out, honestly. No, I think it was like the iPhone 6 came out in 2011. We're now on 16. So, just to put that into perspective. Final question for you, Nathan. Is Cam Fowler the 4th $6.5 million per season defenseman that is currently playing on the St. Louis Blues after the trade from Anaheim? The answer, in St. Louis.
No, sir. They have one solid defenseman is not going to tie it all together. I don't think in St. Louis's situation, because they have a few solid forwards. They have Robert Thomas, they have Jordan Kyrou, Buchnevich, but other than that, I mean, they're lacking some forward depth. I would have liked to see him make a trade for a better forward as opposed to a defenseman, to be honest. Because Jordan Binnington, we know what he can do. So
that trade, I won't lie. I mean, I was like, it sounds like a good trade. You know, Cam Fowler's a pretty good defenseman playing on the Anaheim Ducks. Obviously, the Anaheim Ducks are not the greatest team. So, you know, maybe this could be good for St. Louis. And then I come to find out that, like, again, Cam Fowler is the 4th. They now have 4 defensemen making $6.5 million per year. That is ludicrous. 4. And they're all like over 30, right? Like they're all like, I don't even know how old Cam Fowler is, but I swear they're all like 32. This is not prime defenseman age, you know, like Torrey Krug. Who else is on that team? Now it's Cam Fowler. There's 2 other. I don't even know who the other 2 are, honestly. But it's like 4. What do you need? Like, meanwhile, we're paying David Savard $3.5 million, which is still too much. But I mean, like, you know, like it's $3.5 million. That's $3 million in a cap world, you know, where you got to stay under that cap. It's crazy. I just thought it was ridiculous that this team is spending that much on defensemen.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Look, Nathan, I asked you the question. I want to talk about this a little bit more. What's the difference between 9-2 and 3-2? Did you see the Uri Slafkovsky interview after that Pittsburgh game?
I didn't watch it. I just heard he was wasn't he pissed off at the media?
So the question from the media was, would you pay the hundreds of dollars to come watch this team play right now? It's a pretty good question. Uri Slafkovsky responded by saying, look, you guys are going to say this today, and you know, yeah, today we lose 9-2. It's not pretty. We're going to come tomorrow, you know, let's say we win 5-1 or something. Are you going to say the same thing? You're going to ask the same question? Like, look, it's one game. Yeah, it's bad. You know, and like he didn't say all of this like specifically, but that was the gist of what he said. Right? And I really think he's right. It really puts it into perspective. I asked you the difference between 9-2 and 3-2 for one simple reason. Because as you said today, Nathan, it's a loss on the score sheet.
It's one loss.
It's just one loss. And yeah, it doesn't look pretty. And yeah, whoever picked up Samuel Matamo in our fantasy league is probably regretting that decision because they probably lost a lot of points, you know? But it's one loss.
It's not the end of the world, and we bounced back.
I loved how we bounced back in Winnipeg. I really thought we played a good game there, and I thought we maybe got a little bit unlucky with some of the some of the reffing calls in the game. More importantly, I thought we got a little bit unlucky just in terms of shooting. There's some really, really good saves by Connor Hellebuck. We didn't beat him on some things that we beat a lot of other goaltenders with. And so I think if you play that kind of game against any other team in the NHL, we probably come out of it with a win. So I was happy. Like, obviously we lose, which don't like losing, but that's how we need to play hockey.
Yeah, absolutely.
We come in tonight with the same mindset in Buffalo, and like, this is what happens, right? I mean, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, as much as, oh man, I'm gonna hate editing that, by the way, in the post, in the edit of this thing, but like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, for as good as he is, he's not Connor Hellebuck. Also, I like Patrick Laine, man. Patrick Laine's had 7 shots in that Winnipeg game, eh?
Really? I was expecting him to shoot a lot, like as a revenge type of game, but I didn't know he had 7.
And he didn't score.
Yeah. But our boy Laine Hudson.
I don't think he was very happy about it. I think he came into this game like not very happy about it.
Yeah, that's what we saw. But our boy Laine Hudson got it done, so that's what matters. Got that monkey off the back. And did you see like Matheson and Caulfield both rushed the net to get the puck for him? I thought that was pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. And no, I mean, did you see Marty St. Louis' reaction? Go watch the Marty St. Louis reaction. Man, this guy is on the bench. I'll reenact it for you. Don't worry. This guy is on the bench, okay? I think you can still hear me. He's on the bench. He's watching the play, right? He's going whatever. He sees the goal, and he's like, yeah! And he goes and like high fives the assistant managers, or the assistant coaches and stuff. Like, he's so hyped up. I mean, look. What did I tell you last week?
I know. It was bound to happen.
As long as, and look, he gets 2 assists in the game tonight. So last 3 games, point per game player right here, Mr. Laine Hutson. But again, he does not need to score until the defense starts that we're playing against starts cheating and giving him more space, which would be a stupid idea, by the way. Like you cannot give him more space. He already gets a lot of space as it is, but when he gets the space, even more plays happen, right? Is a big reason, I think, on those 5-on-3s today that we scored. I mean, he was a secondary passer, I think, on both goals. But the things that he does in order to draw players towards him, in order to get players out of Patrick Laine's lane, pun intended, of course, with Laine Hutson, it's amazing.
No, I 100% agree. Yeah, he did it. He literally did it back to back for Laine's second and third goals. I'm just looking at the stat sheet here. The first one was Hudson to Suzuki to Laine, and the next one was Hudson to Caulfield to Laine.
But like, you watch those replays, and you watch where the players are on those 5-on-3s, and like, these guys are like not in the right spots. They should be covering these lanes. They should be out a little bit farther, but they collapse in towards the net because they have no idea what he's going to do. And that's where, like, again, like, you do that, then you put Patrick Laine against the goaltender in Patrick Laine's spot.
And then he'll win. However, we got a little bit lucky. We had 2 5-on-3s, capitalized on both. We're obviously not going to be getting that many 5-on-3s. We got to do the same thing, 5-on-4s.
My goodness, the Buffalo Sabres are such a bad team, man.
Yeah, it's
like, oh my goodness. I got like this team is.
Look, yeah, they're bad, but what I'm saying, like, even any 5-on-3, any team we play 5-on-3 against there, like, we're scoring that goal with Laine shooting that.
100%. You give us a 5-on-3, yeah. But like, the Buffalo Sabres cannot give us 2 5-on-3s. Like, the one was Dylan Cousins, he puts the puck over the glass, and that was just like an unfortunate penalty, right? Like, that is, he's not trying to do that. He's trying to bat the puck out of midair, put it down the ice. He gives a little too much of it. It goes over the glass. Like, you can't do much there, right? It reminds me actually of, what's that guy's name on the Toronto Maple Leafs who did the same thing to give us a 5-on-3 that we then scored on and then went into the overtime and then won that game and then won the next 2 games and then
went.
Wasn't that like Mitch Marner? Wasn't that like, yeah. I don't know, this random person. I don't know. I don't think he's a very good hockey player because he shouldn't have put the puck over the glass when he did because, he was antsy. Kind of lost him the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man.
No, but honestly, like, this team is so bad. Like, the Buffalo State, like, do you think it's all mental at this point?
They come into the games no confidence. Like, Tage Thompson, the beginning of the season, I saw him play his first 10 games and I was like, holy shit, this guy might lead the league in goals this year. This guy's on fire. And then they just fell off a damn cliff. I don't know where their confidence went. It was just like the flip of a switch. It's all confidence. Their entire team does not play with confidence. They have one guy per game that seems like plays with confidence. Last game it was Jack Quinn. He got 2 goals, and that was like him breaking a 60-game scoreless drought, getting 2. And then today, like Dylan Cousins gets their only goal, but I don't even know if you can call that confidence.
I mean, hey, look, we came out of the gates running. Like, we scored, what was it, 30 seconds in this game?
19 seconds.
19 seconds. And look, that was all Jake Evans. As a side note, like, man, Jake Evans comes into the zone, tries to put it on net, goes into the corner, puck comes out to, was it Yoel Armia, right? Got that goal? That's the first goal right there, right?
It's quick.
But that's how we need to play the game. Like, that's how we need to play hockey. And we did that. I don't know, if you're on the Buffalo Sabres, Nathan, you're in the locker room before the game, right? Your coach is like, guys, we've lost 10 in a row. We need to come out strong. You send out your fourth line because they've been the one that have been getting good minutes and playing hard, playing physical, and you get scored against. Where are you supposed to find the confidence?
Yeah, I know. It's brutal. And like, we score 19 seconds in. Our next actual goal comes 6 minutes later, but in between that time frame, that 6 minutes, they had no shots, first of all, but the Canadiens also hit the post 2 times, maybe 3.
Well, Patrick Laine scored a goal, but then it wasn't a goal because it actually wasn't a goal. It looked like a goal. And who was the other? There was another one. Wasn't it Josh Anderson? That shot looked. I was like, there's no way that's not a goal, right? And then they replay it, and you're like, wow, like that close. But again, you're so right. Like within 6 minutes, the first 6 minutes of the game, we could have been up 4. And in that time, the Buffalo Sabres got 0 shots.
0 shots. Their first shot came shorthanded. It was a shorthanded break. Primo made a nice stop, but that was...
Remind me, was Matheson out on that power play, or was it Hudson that was out on that breakout?
I don't remember.
I think it was Hudson.
But the defenseman that was coming back looked slow, so I'm going to assume it was Matheson.
You watched this Pittsburgh game, right? When did you turn the game off? I know we both did at some point. But...
I stopped after the Penguins got 2 quick ones on us in the third. It was 5-2. I already knew it wasn't
I stopped at the 4-2, man.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I saw the 4-2, I was like, this game's over. This team doesn't look into it. Nathan Costa, why can't Mike Masterson play hockey?
Bro, that was so bad. That was so bad. It's like, is he old? Is he just old or something? He didn't look like he was into it. He wasn't moving. He wasn't...
It's so hard. It's so hard to watch sometimes. Like, that game, there are very few games in the year. Like we lose games. We lost the Winnipeg game. I didn't really expect us to come back. I kept watching. We came back a little bit. Because I think it was like 3-0. Wasn't it in the Winnipeg game? I don't remember. It was either 3...
No.
I think it was 3-0. Maybe it was 3-1.
We got the first goal.
You're right. Because Laine got the first goal. But then they go up 3-1. We score another goal to bring it within 1. And then we played hard the third period trying to get the last goal, and they score an empty netter. I can watch those games. We lose. I'm not really expecting us to come back. I can watch those games. The games where we're like getting lambasted, like that Pittsburgh game. I didn't even have to see the rest of the game. As soon as it was 4-2, I knew. Right? I knew it was over. And then I checked the score again. It was 7-2. I checked the score again. It was 9-2. I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
I mean, that's happened to us twice this season. Like, Pittsburgh 9-2, and we lost to the Rangers early 7-2. And we lost to Seattle 8.
3 times. But again, the thing I'll say is, like again, a loss is a loss. And conceptually speaking, when the game is 5-2 and the team doesn't really believe it can come back, the other team's just rolling, I don't mind just being like, okay, let's just get to the end of the game. Who cares what happens? Let them score some more goals. It doesn't matter. We need to get into the mindset that a loss is a loss and that's it. Move on. Go to the next game. Right? So I don't mind it.
Yeah, like what Slav was saying.
It's just, well, exactly, right? It's like, and this is why the thing I didn't mind this Pittsburgh game. Like it hurt. You can't finish it. But you can come out of it, you watch the Winnipeg game and go, it's fine. Like, we played against the best team in the NHL, the team that is number 1 in the standings, right? And we play a really, really, really good game. Put together everything. We're 1 goal away from tying it and going to overtime, right? That's what we need to see. I mean, even in that Winnipeg game, I'm pretty sure we hit a few posts, and I think Patrick Laine had a few. I mean, he got 7 shots. Like, how many times did he get 7 shots and not a goal? Like very, very few times, right? So I don't mind it. Like, is that crazy to say? Like, we lost by a field goal and a safety. Or sorry, by touchdown and safety.
I don't mind it. I don't think it doesn't matter because it seems like the team has that sort of mindset too. I mean, I don't see Slav as a leader on the team, and if he's thinking that, I'm thinking he got that from someone else on the team. Probably Nick Suzuki, probably Marty St. Louis. And if he's thinking that, I would assume that the rest of the team is on that type of wave as well. I'm not too worried. I mean, we're bouncing back.
We're bouncing back, you know? What we're going to see this season, mark it down. I'm saying it today. I'm saying it loud and clear. Today is December the 17th. Put it in your calendar. I said this today. We are going to go from having these kinds of weeks where we lose a game really badly, we lose a game less badly, and we win, to losing really badly. I think it's going to still happen. I mean, we're a young team, right? But we're going to win the next game, and we're going to win the game after that. And we're going to come into some of these podcasts later on in the year, and we're going to go, you know what? Yeah, we lost that game, but we won the other two. And so on the week, we're 2-1, you know? Or maybe we're 3-1 sometimes if we got 4 games in the same week, right? And that's going to be the story, because this Montreal team is talented. And we're only growing, and we're only getting better. We started the year off bad, you know? I don't think the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think we've been like a perfect 500.
Yep. I'm looking at
like we're 5-5 through our last 10, you know? And so realistically, we have not taken any steps backwards in the last 4 weeks. We've kind of just stayed even.
Well, we've taken...
And what's going to happen...
We've taken steps forwards. I mean, we were losing everything. Now we're...
Yes.
Even.
Well, exactly. We went from losing to kind of like coming up a little bit, being a 500 team. And I think by the end of the season, we'll be in those competing for the playoff spot positions. Just out of the simple fact of, like, now we're starting to put things together. I love the second line as a side note, man. Like, Patrick Laine, Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook. That's a great line.
It's looking good. I was scared for a minute there in the game today. You see the interference on Dach? I thought he broke his arm or something when he went to the locker room. But he's good. He's good. That's all that matters. He's good.
He's good. Didn't look good.
No, it did not.
Got the power play. Didn't look good.
We utilized.
What do you do with Kirby Dach? Do you think he's been playing... I mean, I thought he had a good game today. Do you think he's been playing good the last 2 games?
He's improving, but it's slow. I wish it would be a little bit quicker. I think you keep him where he is. If anything, to maybe push him to get going a little bit more, because we know what you can do. Put him on the third line. When hurt for a few games.
I want to bring up Owen Beck. I love the game that Owen Beck plays. And I look at Kirby Dach, and I think in his head, he's sort of the go-to second line center eventually. I think you need to like light a spark under him. And I think the best way to do that is to be like, hey, by the way, we have this other guy in the organization who could be a second line center one day. Let's see what he can do. Let's put him in that spot. Let's bump Kirby Dach down so that he can watch this kid getting more minutes than him, right? And go, hey, you need to show us that you're better than this kid. And then next year, when Michael Hage is coming up, that kid, oh my God, have you seen that guy's stats? Pull up Michael Hage right now. He was the player of the week, or player of the month in the NCAA in November, I believe. This guy, University of Michigan, 15 games played. He has 10 goals, 8 assists for 18 points. He's a more than a point per game player as an 18-year-old in one of the best hockey programs in the country.
You said you listed his height and weight, 6'1", 190?
It's 190. This guy, I'm telling you, long-term second line center.
And he's an Ontario kid from Oakville. Holy.
Look.
He's one of the youngest guys on this roster.
Yeah.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah, would you pull it? Did you pull up the roster? Who else is on that roster?
Notable TJ Hughes? No, there's no other Hughes brother. Luca Fantilli. That's really it. Like I don't really recognize many of these names, to be honest. They're all.
But I mean, a lot of them are juniors. A lot of them are juniors. A lot of them are sophomores. Look. This guy. Mark my words. In the future of this Montreal Canadiens team, if Michael Hage is your second line center, we're a good team. If he's your third line center, we are competing for the Stanley Cup like 7 years in a row. If the team is that good, that where Michael Hage is your third line center, this kid is phenomenal. Everything about him is phenomenal. He's going to be great. If he's your third line center and Kirby Dach actually establishes himself as the second line center, like this team is going to be ridiculously good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward, especially we can't even forget about like, I know you're talking like we need Ivan Demidov too. My God, just imagine.
3 guys next year, bro. 3 guys. Cam Fowler. What's he on now? I'm looking this up for you. Or no, not Cam Fowler. Man, am I tripping? Am I tripping?
I said Dylan Cousins was
Jacob Fowler. Jacob Fowler. Bro. What is this? Jacob Fowler in Boston College right now. Where is this? Oh my goodness. I don't know what I just looked up. Jacob. I can't stand elite prospects sometimes, man. You got to use Hockey DB. Shout out Hockey DB. What a fantastic platform. Man, this guy, 15. This is a good stat. I forgot about this. We haven't talked about this yet. 15 games played as the goaltender for Boston College. He has 1 assist. He has 15 penalty minutes. I don't know if you saw this. He got in a fight.
I did not see
with a guy.
Okay.
That's a good video. You want to see a good video? Anyways, in 15 games, he has let in 25 goals. That is a 1.73 goals against average with a 9.33 save percentage. As a 20-year-old in...
Can we just take him now? Just send Primo to that team and we'll just take him now. No problem.
We'll trade, eh?
Yeah. NHL, NCAA.
No, man, this kid, this guy, this is what's going to happen. Next year, he's going to start in the A, and he's going to play 3 games in the A, and he's going to have 2 shutouts and, like, win a game, like, 4-1. And then he's going to get called up to the Montreal Canadiens, be a backup for, like, 5 games, and then be the default starter of the team. Like that is what I'm expecting to happen next year. Ivan Demidov is coming up next year. Michael Hage will be coming up next year. This team is going to look so good. And that's without the trades that Kent Hughes is going to orchestrate, because this guy is a wizard in the offseason. We're 3 off-seasons for 3 off-seasons and picking up good players that are contributing. Right? We started with Kirby Dach. Then we pick up Alex Newhook. Alex Newhook, by the way, has looked fantastic these last 2 games.
He has been doing really well.
Doing really well. And now we pick up Patrick Laine. Right? So then the who's next is the question. And then you add these 3 guys on the team.
Sidney Crosby.
How are you not entertained?
We're gonna get Sidney Crosby this offseason.
I don't know if I want Sidney Crosby. I like the leadership role he'll bring. I think he's a fantastic hockey player still. I want to see Nick Suzuki be the oldest guy on this team. And I want him to grow into that Sidney Crosby-esque kind of player where he's the guy that just says, hey, get on my back. Don't worry about it, guys. Let's keep going. Let's push on. Let's score some goals. Let's win the game.
Yep, 100%. Who would be a good...
What else have you been following in the NHL? Go.
I was going to say, who would be a good acquisition, though, in this offseason?
I'm looking at the Rangers, man. I want to...
They are probably going to...
You think you could trade for Lafreniere? It's been talked about before.
He's from Quebec, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a pretty good incentive for him.
And then you got all of these Quebecers who are the fans of the Montreal Canadiens who complain about no Quebecers being on the Montreal Canadiens. And so that would be one way to shut them up is here's Alex Lafreniere for you.
And I'm sure he would like being home. So it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
Look, the guy this year in 31 games has 21 points, 9 goals, 12 assists. It's not fantastic. Only had 57 points in 82 games last year. He's 23. But 6'2", 196. Left wing. We've got a lot of right wings in the system.
Could fit us really well. I don't know. We can get into a more in-depth discussion of this next week. I mean, I'm not that prepared for it right now. And it's also 11:15. But in terms of the NHL, this local guy, Kevin He, signed a 3-year deal with the Winnipeg Jets. He plays for the Niagara Ice Dogs right now. I watched him play like 2-3 weeks ago. This guy is a stud. He flies on the ice. He also has a wicked wrister. Like, this kid's shot is unreal. It's a very good pickup for the Jets. I'd like to see how he competes in the NHL, but everything I saw in that game, Phenomenal.
For any of the NHL teams listening to this podcast right now, there you go. Nathan DaCosta, your next OHL scout, if you don't want him. He will be that guy.
No problem. Ice Dogs, if you want me, I'm 15 minutes away from you guys.
Yo, not the Ice Dogs, man. Like, get hired by the Montreal Canadiens to scout the Ice Dogs. Like, come on. Like, that's what you got to do. That's where the money is.
There's a ladder I got to climb, so we'll get there.
Yeah, I see. Look, in the NHL this past week, I mean, the story's been Buffalo, man. The story's really just been Buffalo. Detroit as well. Like, has Detroit... Like, what... Yeah, I don't even know. Ottawa finally won some games. They're above 500 for, like, the first time this season. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're now up to 15, 13, and 2 on the season. So maybe they've progressed a little bit. Right after we said that Brady Tkachuk maybe should get traded.
I know.
Correlation?
We jinxed it. And of course they shut out the Hurricanes. Of all teams, the Hurricanes.
What a fraudulent team, the Hurricanes, man. That team, I swear, is not a good team.
No, it's not.
I've yet to be convinced that they're a good team.
I agree with you. I mean, I think the goaltending is a little bit flaky. They've also got a whole lot of old heads on there. They got Brett Burns. They still have Stahl.
The thing with the Carolina Hurricanes, I just, like, nobody jumps off the page as, like, this game-breaking person.
They have a lot
Like, it used to be Hamilton. Like Hamilton used to be that guy who would, like, come in and you know, whatever. And then they traded him to Jersey. Like, Jacob Slavin, very underrated defenseman in the NHL. As a side note, if we could get him, go get him, you know? I don't know. That team, I don't know who's supposed to lead. Like, I don't know who's supposed to be the guy in the room. I mean, hell, you're taking Joel Armia on Team Finland instead of Jesperi Kotkaniemi. It says a lot, no?
Yeah, it does. Kotkaniemi was good for us, and we got rid of him at the right time, it seems.
Well, he wasn't that good, right?
Yeah.
Like, he could have been better.
He could have. I mean, he helped us in that run.
He did. He scored some pretty big goals.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Look, the LA Kings look good. The
LA Kings choked to the Penguins tonight.
Did they actually?
Yeah, they were up 2-1. It's not that.
Hey, look. The Penguins are not supposed to be that bad of a team this year. So, like, if the Penguins win some games, it's like about time, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Like, the Penguins team is in a playoff spot right now. Weren't they at the bottom of the standings at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. How are they in a playoff spot? That's crazy.
Again, this is what I keep saying.
Parity.
We're close. People don't think we're close. We're close. We're 5 points out right now.
The NHL, the most...
Like the Ottawa Senators.
The most paritable league.
We're 6 points out.
The most paritable league.
The paritable. Yeah, if we say it enough, it's a word.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Just gets added to Webster's dictionary. Seems like everything just gets added there now.
Has kibbity or whatever the freak the word is been added yet? I still don't know what that is. Like these young people, which I mean I'm speaking as a 22-year-old. These young people keep saying this word. I don't know what it means.
I don't know either. Skibbity toilet. That's what I see online. Don't know what it means.
I heard it's a Turkish word.
I'll look into that a little bit later, but that does not sound Turkish to me.
Yeah. Because you're an expert on
Oh yeah. I ate a lot of it on Thanksgiving.
Love it.
Aside from that, I don't really like super notable things aside from the teams.
Yeah, like what else has gone on in the NHL? I mean, there was that trade from Anaheim with Cam Fowler. We covered the Trouba stuff last week.
With the Stanley Cup final rematch game. Absolute barn burner yesterday. 6-5 final. The Edmonton Oilers somehow managed to choke that game away.
Against the Florida, yes.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett had a goal.
Yeah, I don't know those Oilers, man. They were up 5-3, and then I go upstairs for 1 minute and come back down and it's 5-5 somehow. Like I don't know what's happening.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah. I remember last year. I remember last year one of the narratives being in the NHL was like it was the most goals per game ever in the NHL. And at the beginning of this season, maybe the goaltenders looked good, maybe the players weren't performing as well, but the goals were down per game. Like you were seeing consistent 3-1, 2-1, 1-0, like low scoring games. But now it seems like it's switching back to the high scoring again. I don't know if it took the players a while to find their stride this season, but it seems like it's happening again.
Yeah. No, I mean the big buzz around the NHL right now is like who's going to trade things, right? Because there are a lot of teams that need to shake some things up. The Rangers are not in a playoff spot right now. Right, like looking down this list, the Boston Bruins are in a playoff spot, but like they're 6-4 in their last 10. This is a team that's been in the playoffs very easily the last few years. It's not very easy right now. Toronto Maple Leafs, after being first in the Atlantic for a while, they're now tied with the Florida Panthers in terms of points. They have a game in hand. Tampa Bay Lightning are not that far back. What do they do? The Islanders at one point were looking like a favorite to be in the playoffs. They're firmly out of that race right now. You go to the Central, and Utah had a great start to the season. St. Louis just traded for somebody. I think the West is kind of shaping out how we thought it would shape out, like in terms of teams to make or miss the playoffs. Like Calgary started the season hot. They're 3-5-2 in their last 10. And that's played themselves out of a playoff spot. Colorado has made their move. I just look at the Rangers, man. Like, this team has
so much.
Like, it leaves so much to be desired.
So much talent on paper, and it's just not performing. Especially after signing Shesterkin to a monster contract. It's.
Look, I think long term that's going to be fine. Like, at the end of the day, that's a fine contract to sign.
I don't know.
Like, he is fundamentally one of the best goaltenders. Look, today he only let in 2 goals. 32 shots. He only let in 2 goals. Isn't that what he's supposed to do?
Yeah, did they lose that game?
Oh, there he is.
God. Okay, we should probably just cut this thing so we don't have to mess around with it too much more.
Fair enough. We keep losing, Nathan, but I think we've made all our points today. I don't have much else to say, Nathan, do you?
Yeah, not much. Sorry, my internet keeps cutting out. I don't know what's going on today. Some technical difficulties.
Oh, it's all good. It's how it goes sometimes. Look, we thank everybody for watching. The next few weeks are going to be a little bit interesting because Christmas is coming up, New Year's around the corner. Nathan is going to France. We're going to be recording podcasts from halfway around the world, basically. So next week, you and I are recording on Monday night. So we will get all 3 games the next week. We got Detroit. It's a home and home, right?
No, it's a home.
Or a home and home, like a home and home.
It's
like
Detroit home against Detroit, and then in Columbus.
Yeah, so it's a home and home against Detroit.
No,
where we play at home and then they play at home. That's what that means.
Okay.
And then we play in Columbus. You said. Yeah, so we'll film after that Columbus game, so we'll have a full 3 games of Montreal Canadiens to talk about, and then the week after that we have a few days off for Christmas break, or at least the NHL's Christmas break, and then we play the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We will record after that Tampa Bay game, so that we can cover those 2. Then it's New Year's, we play Vegas, but we'll cover that in our first video when you are in France.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, to those of you
Sounds like a plan
that are wondering why I'm going to France, I'm going to school in France for 4 months. Pretty excited. It's going to be interesting how we're going to coordinate all this.
For the 2 people who have gotten to this point in the podcast, probably, thank you for staying with us. That's why Nathan will be in France, but you probably already knew that because you're probably our family. So thank you for watching. Yes. We appreciate it. Maybe, look, if you're here right now, we've never done this before. If you're here right now and you are not related to one of us, comment down below, say hi. It's nice to know that you've stayed with us this long. But with that, we'll wrap up the podcast. We thank you guys for watching. You can like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Watch those TikToks that we're putting out, all of those reels. Make sure to like and follow. Get those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts if you're listening to us over there. That's how you show us the love. Comment on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, we do see those comments. Shout out to Jonah, who commented on his own podcast that he did with you, Nathan.
We love you, Jonah.
We do indeed. And with that, we'll let everybody go.
Au revoir et bonsoir.